topic I chose came from Chapter 1 under What Makes a Good Teacher. What is it that makes a good teacher so effective? There are so many things as a first-year teacher that I wonder about on a daily basis. Is it the kindness and love that you show towards your students? Is it all of the planning, teaching, differentiation, and the ability to value each and every student? Most people would say that all of these things are important. I actually thought that was probably the most important, if not all that I needed. I chose this topic because Chapter 1 in this book spoke to me. I have read it over several times because my goal is to be the best and most effective teacher that I can be. In this presentation, I will list the things that are needed to be an effective teacher, as well as some struggles that I have had along the way. Knowing the subject matters, but so does teaching the skill. This is one thing that I struggled with a little. I've learned a lot of things from my students because subject matter, how hard could it be to teach fourth grade math? It was something that I thought that I knew like the back of my hand because I love math. But with children, just like with anyone, just knowing the subject it's just not enough. You have to know how to transmit the information and teach the skills. Being able to communicate what we know with the kids is a little bit harder than what we anticipate. You have to master teaching the skills, relating what's being taught to the real world, knowing the levels of your students, making information that you're teaching interesting. Successful and accomplishment of all these tasks are what make for instructional effectiveness. Can good teaching be taught? I wanted to know the answer to that as soon as I read the beginning of the paragraph. We've all heard or seen that magic teacher, the one that applies principles of classroom management, that maintains momentum in the classroom, that deals with behavior quickly and effectively, that resolves minor problems before they become major problems. And these are things that are required. So, thankfully enough, can good teaching be taught? The answer is absolutely yes. The intentional teacher is, no one realizes the planning that's involved until they're in a teacher's shoes. When we do things out of anticipation of our outcome, we make decisions to move towards the outcome that we want. A purposeful, thoughtful, and flexible without losing sight of the goal that we have for each student. Teacher efficacy is believing that you make a difference. This is also something that I struggled with a little. But just being able to be innovative and embrace change because it comes quite often, and be able to look at your own teaching critically. Common Core, right? 21st century skills in Common Core. I went into the classroom thinking that Common Core was the devil because my children brought it home and I didn't understand it. It wasn't until I was involved in an ECM conference that I realized that Common Core is amazing. It allows children to expand their thinking. They're allowed to make their own strategies based off of things that they already know. And they come up with new skills and innovative ideas, and it's always going to change. Not every student thinks or learns the same. That is something that I have learned. And as a teacher, we should embrace all strategies and allow for students to think outside of the box instead of forcing them to do one specific strategy or the strategy that we know. So what now? Well, everything that I've talked about actually has given me hope. Chapter 1 has been wonderful for me. I am a first-year teacher. I struggled with strategies in the beginning. I don't have a classroom management plan that I think is quite effective enough yet, but I'm working on it. I know that I'm not as effective as I will be in years to come, and the best part about all this is that as long as my actions are intentional, I'm always open for change and I want to make a difference. I will continue to grow into that magic teacher that everyone wants to be.